Gosh. Technology. I like your shirt. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, chemistry.
Oh, chemistry.
I was going to say, oh, Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Oh, thank you. Bit of Christmas, you know.
Very Christmassy.
Yeah, I did try with the tree and the whole setup. I tried.
I know. I love it. I have relax in the background.
Yeah, perfect. I saw that. I like that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Good reminder.
Yeah, I could do with that.
Like, relax yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Technology on a Sunday morning. I mean, come on.
Oh, for sure.
Just technology.
No matter how late it is, it's too early for this. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Where are you? Is it Aaron or Aaron? I never know how to say that name.
It's Aaron. I say Aaron. Yeah.
Where are you in the States?
I am in Michigan.
We're like spread across.
Northern-ish. Yes. Yep.
That's great. So like.
Yep.
Got you, and then there's Aaron, and then there's me. All spread across.
And there's part of me that's still in Scotland, so really.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, we're like
exactly. Yep. All
I'm partly there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you miss it?
I'm partly there. Yeah, I mean, I definitely this time of year because it's snowing, and I'm like missing. I'm missing what I know, which is the snow. So.
Yeah. Oh. I bet it's weird though, like going from like snow to like bright sun at this time of year.
Actually, it's funny because when I moved here. I moved to America in March, and it was sort of towards the end of March, and we had like a freak snow. We had like a storm, like a freak snowstorm, and we had to park the car to get to the airport. We had to park the car like on the main road, and the snow was up to my waist.
Oh gosh.
And my dad had to carry my suitcase above his head, and we had to like trudge through the snow to get to. Yeah, and so it was really weird, and then it's like I got on the plane, and then I got here, and I was like, well, I guess that's the end of that then. Like,
yeah. You got to enjoy a lot of snow because it's definitely gone in LA.
Yeah. But we have it close by. I mean, like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive is Big Bear, and I can get up there for the snow.
Right.
So there's a snow park up there, so it's really it's like we're lucky here. We have ocean, mountain, snow, and desert. We have everything
all in one day.
Yeah, you can actually.
Honestly,
within a few hours, you could drive. You could literally drive and like hit all the points, which is very cool.
That is very cool.
Do you surf and snowboard and all that? Or are you kind of?
I mean, you know what? I've never snowboarded. I've never skied, which is bizarre since I'm from Scotland. I did a lot of sledging when I was a kid.
Oh, I love a bit of sledding.
Yeah, sledding here, but sledging in the UK. Yeah. But I did a lot of that. But surfing, I've surfed, like ocean surfed, and I've water skied, and I've done the skiing, like the ski board, like I don't know what you call it, but it's like the single board.
The wakeboard.
Yeah, like wakeboarding. I do that.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times.
Wakeboarding.
Yeah.
I've done the wakeboarding, but I've never skied or snowboarded, so I'll get there eventually.
Oh yeah. My wife snowboards, but I never have. I'm too big. I know I'm gonna hurt myself because I'm just way too big and high center of gravity. So.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm moving my camera a little.
Maybe one day.
Nah, we're good.
I
just went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
I love it.
There you go. There's our intro.
There we go. That was the intro.
Surfing and snowboarding. So
what
got you into acting? Like, how did you get into the business, or what got you kind of into that whole...
Do you mean like in general, or
just in general? What made you want to act, basically, in any
So when I was a kid, I got bullied a lot when I was young, and I didn't have like the easiest childhood, and so I used to lie in the dark in my bedroom, and I would watch all these movies, and I would get really into the movies and into shows, and I just had this like fantasy. I just was always like, I'm going to be an actor because I didn't really I had all these emotions, and I had all this passion, and I didn't really have anywhere to put it. And so I would kind of, as a kid, I would like live vicariously through these shows, and I just was always like, I want to do that. I want to be on screen, or I want to be a voice, or I want to touch people. I want to like be part of people's lives and like help people. And that was my childhood, you know. I was like, I want to help people, and I want to like help people like they're helping me, like work through their emotions and entertain them and make them laugh and make them cry. And it was about connection. Like that was always for me, acting is still very much about connection and my drive to connect with people, which is why this current job I have is an absolute blessing, because it's the perfect fit for me, because it's such a great active community, and I get to be part of that. And that's kind of what that's really, I mean, I will say this, I've come full circle with Horizon. I came full circle. I mean, this is a really important role for me, because there, especially in a pandemic, especially with this year, and a lot of us are kind of revisiting our lives, and we're thinking about the past, and we're sort of going through stuff. And I just thought I realized I was like, I did it. I did for that little girl in me. I did what I set out to do. And I got to come here to the States and work and be an actor and be part of something that's bigger than me, and reach out to people and connect. And so
that's amazing.
Yay!
Very cool. Yeah,
that's
very
so
cool.
good. And you
Very
did it.
cool. Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
That is amazing. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah. I think there's a real power and intention. Like, I think if you I don't know, it's like, I mean, I come from Glasgow. It's like, we're not, I mean, it might be different now. I haven't been there in years, but like when I was growing up, it was like, if you dreamed of being an actor in Hollywood, you were crazy. You know, it's like, that's just not I mean, I'm working class. So it's like, that's not what you do, but somehow I did it. And it's like, and I'm here. And there's some days where I have to just sit with that and be like, that's really cool. Like, that's really cool that the universe and everything conspired in such a way that I got to do what I wanted to do. And it wasn't easy. I mean, it's not an easy road, but doing it. And I feel like that's the message. I don't know. That's the message I want to send to people, is just whatever it is you want to do, just have a plan, but let things unfold. Let things unfold and let the road meet you, and go wherever it feels right, and you'll get where you're supposed to get, even if it's not where you thought you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I've talked to a lot of people that have, kind of achieved stuff like that they really wanted, goal wise and all that. And that's usually the thing. You just keep hammering it, keep doing it, don't give up, and the universe pretty much has no choice but to let you in eventually, if you work hard enough at it and everything.
I think so. And you know what this year really showed me is that sometimes you just have to have grace, and you have to because I think this year specifically, we're moving away from that feeling that we have to hammer and make things happen. And now it's like, well, I don't know that we necessarily have to hammer and make things happen. I think we have to open the door a little and just let things come to us. Trust that if you put it out there and you set it up and you walk the path, that things will come. And I think that's like one of the big learning curves for me this year was I'm not responsible for everything. Sometimes things just come to you, and you have to just be ready and open.
Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome to Chaos Crew. That's literally what happened with us.
There you go. Yep.
Like, we and Aaron met in quarantine. A bunch of us all met in quarantine. And was just like, do you want to do something? We was like, yeah, okay. And that's what this is. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I think that's I mean, I did not expect to get a job. I mean, I said this to Mela the other day. It's like the 28th of October was the day my life changed. I mean, I've had great jobs, don't get me wrong. It's more about something happened when the Horizon lore trailer dropped, when that trailer dropped, and just and I sat and I saw it. Yeah. And I was like, this is like, I realized this character, she's larger than me now. It's like, and all of a sudden it was like my Twitter went on fire and social media went on fire.
I can imagine, everyone just like, I need to follow this person.
But the best thing of all, honestly, and we've alluded to this a lot, and I know Eric Kraber talked about it in that behind the scenes, but it's like, there's a really as amazing as you guys are as a community out there, there's also a community with the writers and the devs and the actors. We have a couple of threads going, and it's like, and we're always planning stuff, and we can't be together, but you know, we've got stuff coming up and we did the signings and we're going to be doing conventions and, you know, and we're doing it as a group. And I've just never had that before. I've always kind of like the actor road is often very solitary.
Yeah.
But to be put into an ensemble and to be put into an ensemble that actually gets along and that wants to support one another, like that's something special. So
and they seem like really welcoming. Like it seems like you are like a family almost. Like you're like an Apex family, which is really cute.
But you know, I will say that yes, that's very true, and that is, and they're amazing people. But there is a part. There's so many parts of the equation. Like on the other side, we have the gamers, and we have the people like you that are so supportive that, you know, that show up for us, and you give us. You're part of that family too, because like you give. It's an extended family. It's like you give us a reason. It's like I feel like I have a reason now to. I mean, I always knew why I was an actor, but it was more of a selfish thing. Now I'm like, oh no, I have a reason now. Like, I get it why people love content. I get it.
I think video games are becoming that kind of thing. It's more of just, you know, a solitary pastime to, especially with multiplayer and with the pandemic and more people online and just involved, and you can see who's in, you know, who plays your favorite video game characters. I think that also the interaction of a video game, it's different than a movie or a show where you watch it and it might affect you, but you're kind of done with it. People are actually, you know, controlling your character, going through that journey, making decisions, you know, with that character and for that character. That's kind of, I think, a little bit deeper thing than just watching something and then turning it off and being done. People are just, you know, constantly playing the game, and, you know, you have the ability to do more, you know, with DLC and everything. You can add to that story if they, you know, choose to. So that's kind of it. I think it's more of a personal thing between the fans and the people involved too. So I think that helps.
Definitely.
Yeah. And one of the things that a lot of people reach out to me, and this makes me very happy, you know, people reach out to me a lot and they tell me that the thing that they love most about Horizon is how optimistic and how, you know, how cheery she is. And it's a weird thing in like a murder game.
Yeah. No, right. It really is.
Yeah. She's the happiest person that shoots everybody that I've ever
played. I know. And so it's sort of like, and that made me happy because I've played a lot of like characters that are, you know, that just, I think video games are changing. It's like, I also feel like there's a lot more representation that's happening.
Yes, definitely.
And so it's becoming a very interesting medium. There's representation. Like there was a game this year. It was like the first transgender character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It's like everybody has a place. There's like, and it used to just be the shooting games were just like dudes. It's just a bunch of dudes, and it was maybe there would be a woman or two.
Maybe,
but if you look at Apex, it's like I think half the cast is women. Actually, we might be more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Got my wee cup of tea.
There we go. Perfect.
There you go.
Can't beat a cup of tea. I wish I had a cup of tea
now. You got tea envy. I'm giving you tea.
I do. I know.
Right. Maybe
I really
you should have grabbed one. Yeah, she talked about it, but she didn't actually grab one.
I was like, I should go get a cup of tea, and he was like, no, don't, because then you need to go to the bathroom. And I was like,
I know. And then I'm so late, and I'm like, I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm not normally this flaky, but it's just.
No, it's okay.
We understand.
Nah, yeah. We're all like that.
We're flaky. Yeah, I was gonna say we're all flaky.
That's me all the time.
So it's fine.
I think that's 2020. I think it's kind of
100%.
Time doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
We're all just sort of living in a vacuum.
100%.
Like while we're filming this, it's Christmas next week. Like, where'd the year go?
I know. Like, it's bizarre because we remember when this all started, and it's like it feels like yesterday. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Got anything you want to ask, Aaron?
Yeah. Speaking of the Horizon character, how did you actually score that part? How involved was that? Did it kind of just happen, or did you reach out for it, or?
Well, the story that I like to tell myself is that she reached out for me.
Mm.
Oh.
So I'm serious. Like, it's bizarre because I had no idea that she was 1.5 years to 2 years in the making. So she was actually always, so when Apex came out, and I think it was February of 2019. No. Yeah, 2019. February. Well, it was like February 2019.
Yeah.
You know, it was like Horizon was already in there. They were already planning Olympus. They were already designing Olympus. They were already designing Horizon. So even though the rest of the cast have been in it, they're the OGs, as I call them, they've been in it all this time. The new guys that are the new characters and legends that are coming in are planned. Like they're it's a very interesting thing. And so but that's just my metaphysical explanation of that she waited for me. But I really like, I said this to someone yesterday. I've never said this before, but I feel like she was meant, this was my part. It was my part. It was like, it doesn't make sense to me that this wouldn't be my part. Not that nobody else, not that another person couldn't have done it justice, but on a personal level, I'm like, no, this feels like a role I was meant to, she's such an important, she's become such an important part of this very terrible year that we've been going through.
Right.
This 2020 shenanigans debacle hootenanny. That, you know, it became, and so anyway, the story is that I got a phone call from a friend, the casting director who I've worked with before, Terry Douglas, and she was like, I put you up for this role, you know, you're perfect for it. Please make sure you send me this read. I need the audition by, I think it was Friday. And I was in the middle of moving. I was moving in a pandemic. It was right as the pandemic hit. Gosh. Yeah, and I was like packing boxes and like.
I know all about that because we're moving currently right now. This is a temporary setup. Yeah, we're like right in the middle of moving by the end of the month. So I definitely feel that. It's rough.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was like, make sure you get the audition done. So before I dismantled my studio at my old place, I put my audition and I sent it. And then I moved here, and then it was like, oh, you have a call back. And I was like, oh my God. And it was a call back on Zoom. And I was like, oh, and I had to like rush to, it was funny because like my ex-husband, he was helping me, and I was like, could you help me build this studio? We did it like, we're like sticking up panels and, you know, in my closet. Yeah. Like trying to make it all work. And so anyway, I did my callback. And in my callback, it was Sam Gill, who wrote Horizon, and Eric Kraber. And then there was Ashley Reed and a number of other, Joshua and Victor, like people from Canada, Respawn Canada. And it was kind of like a group, I think. Like there was a fair little group. And I just, you know, I did it. And I just was like, it didn't even feel like an audition or a callback. It just felt like I was already in the mix, and it was a session. And that I don't normally feel that way, because as actors, it's like we get nervous and we think we're not going to get it. And we're
you second guess yourself and your performance.
And I did not feel like that with her. I was just like, I felt at home. I felt like embodied. I felt like I was in her body. I just was like, yep. And it was funny because I said, you know, Sam did a really good job he's from New Zealand, so he's got like some frame of reference for British stuff, but you know, he did a really good job of writing the Scottish stuff. But I said, hey, would it be okay if I made it my own? And I think that was the moment that it was just like, she sort of like was born, because it was like, you know, all of a sudden she became very specific to my vernacular.
That's amazing though. Like I love all of the voice lines and like the quips. Like I was playing the other day and I hit a new one and I was like, oh, that's a new one I haven't hit before. Like there's so many. Like how many did you have to record? Like there's so many different
I think it was 1,500 game. I think it was 1,500 lines.
That's
1,500 in game. I was crazy. Recording, I think I started recording in May, and I went all the way through to September.
Wow.
Yeah, because I wasn't working every day or every week. It was, you know, sporadic. But at the beginning I did I think 3 weeks of 2 days a week. So it was like 6 sessions up front over like a 3-week period to get the bulk of it. And then I had to do the head cam session that became season 7 trailer, which was hilarious. Just
because that was like mocap, wasn't it? Like with the dots and stuff. Because I seen that video you put the other day.
They were trying to get us into. I think me and Roger, they were trying to get us into a studio to do it, but it just at that time it was so early in the past. I mean, that was earlier on. I'm saying I went through September, but this was like early on because they couldn't, because of like there was no COVID. So I think they did mocap. They did some stuff up in Canada, which is how they were showing in that video. But they were like, let's do facial stuff from home. and so I had a full day's training with Robbie, who is the guy. He's like the PCAP. We call it PCAP now, performance capture. I still call it mocap.
Yeah.
But he's like the guy that he's got like the company that provides all of the gear, and he's traveling all over the world. You know, he's everywhere right now. But I did a session with him at home for like 3-4 hours where it was just a Zoom session where he literally was teaching me the gear, how to take it out. I mean, it was daunting.
Yeah,
but
I bet.
And where to put the dots on the face and all that? Did they have to kind of
yeah,
they sent me like where to?
Yeah, they sent me a picture, and then it was so funny because I was so concerned because you know everything had to be I had to make sure everything was charged, and then there was a certain way I had to turn things on and off, and there was a certain way I had to put gear on. So I was so concerned about that I got into the session, and then I saw myself and went, oh my god, I don't have my dots, hang on.
Oh no.
Oh,
I jumped out and I'm like sticking my dots on.
Sporadically sticking things everywhere. Like
well, you do it was an eyeliner. They sent me an eyeliner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like a liquid eyeliner. And so and I had a picture of the way it's supposed to get done, and I just had to copy the picture. But you know, I think they were just so grateful and so like they were so relieved that things were happening the way they were, that they were even getting to do this, that they were so accommodating and kind. And
right,
you know,
everyone's scrambling to kind of figure things out too, so it's not like you're alone. Everyone is trying to figure out how to make stuff work. So. yeah, that was basically it. It was just kind of like, well, this is it, and we're going the way we're going, and we're doing things the way we're doing things, and that's just the way it is, and it all just worked out. I mean, you've seen the trailers; they look incredible. So you know,
no, they looked amazing. Like, they sold me. As soon as I seen it, I was like, this is my new main character. This is it. I'm playing Horizon and no one else. Like,
I think she's pretty popular from what I've read.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty popular, and I've seen like some of the pros playing her, which is amazing. Like
some of the clips I have seen lately have been ridiculous from the Winter Leagues. Oh my gosh.
And I've been reading, I've seen a lot of, she's gonna get nerfed. She's gonna get, is it nerfed?
Nerfed.
She's got too much capability, and it's like to make her balanced. I don't know. I mean, that's probably what happens to all the characters.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. Everyone gets dropped and down. It gives us sort of variety to the gameplay as well in that sense. Like, obviously certain characters get buffed, certain characters will get nerfed depending on as the seasons go on. So it's a nice variety. Certainly makes
I guess someone told me that usually when people pick a main, they tend to stick with that main. And that's the nice thing about a season is like you get to really get to know that character. And I'm sure like when the next legends come in, it's like people are going to want to play them, and they may change, who knows. But like I know like there's dyed-in-the-wool lifeline people, and you know it's like they've stuck with that character all the way through. So, or that legend. I keep saying character. I should call them legends.
Legends, right. They are legends.
Yes, legends.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, I feel that because I played Lifeline like non-stop from launch. Literally, I got it the day it came out. Apex, I was on that grind all the way till now. I still play it every day, at least one game a day, just so I can keep up with everything.
Yeah,
everyone's getting so good at the game now. Like, it's like,
I know.
How?
I know, and people have asked me, they're like, "Are you gonna game? Are you gonna stream?" And I mean, we've talked about this, and I'm sure at some point I will get in there, but I know that I'll be going in there ironically. It will be just so that people can laugh at me and how bad I am, and just so that Horizon can, fly off Olympus and all the rest of it fall off the edge.
And get you on the voice chat and talking to your teammates as Horizon.
It'd
be quite funny.
You won't be the first one though. Don't feel bad. We actually met through a thing that Nolan North does on YouTube, and he's played the Uncharted games, and he's not a gamer at all. He's gotten better, but when he first started, I mean, literally, he would shoot himself in the foot or jump off a cliff for no reason. So.
Makes good content.
Is that the thing?
You're in good company. Yeah.
Is that the thing that he and Troy do? The retro?
Yeah, the retro replay. Yep. That's where we met. Yep.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. So you won't be alone if you're not the greatest. Everyone's got to start somewhere. So.
And the best part about it as well, because Apex is obviously there's no like solo mode. You'll always have someone with you.
Right.
At least hopefully know what they're doing.
Because that's what the battle royale is, right?
Yeah.
I this is my first battle royale. I've always done like single shooters or you know, like the standard format.
Yeah.
So I've never had this. So this has been a learning curve for me too. And I mean, I think one of the things that is hilarious about my experience with this is I kind of get it wrong a lot, but you guys seem to, it's like you embrace it anyway. Like, I mean, when I came out with that gun from Gears of War, and I'm like, Mozambique, level 4. And I'm just like, that's not even
That's
the
not a
language.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love it though. I think it's quirky. I love it.
I mean, it's very Horizon, but
Yeah.
that's why I feel
There
like
you go.
I feel like that's why this is such a good match, because I really am her. Like, I really am her. Like, it's hilarious. Like, in my sessions, my gear was like, you know, I'd have my Zoom, because we were doing all of it on Zoom,
Yeah.
and I'd have my phone up like this, but I'd have it, now I bought like something that actually holds the phone. Before it was kind of just perched and it was like leaning against something, and it would fall off, and I'd be like in and out of frame, and I'd be like, hang on guys, like, you know,
Let me get my duct tape. I got to get my trusty roll of duct tape out and tape it to something.
Stick it back up.
Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd be banging my head, and I'd be spinning around too fast, and because I'm in my closet at one point, my shirt got caught on like a hanger, and I'm like, you know, I'm like, whoa, like, it's so,
Yeah.
and it was so Horizon. It's just like, you know, and I realized very early on, well, if I was gonna get a cool role, this would have been a bit of a learning curve for me.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And I love
She's
it.
not the cool one.
Mhm.
She's the cool mom, but she's
There
not.
you
Yeah,
go.
she's the cool mom of the group at the minute. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's adopted the space mom thing, which I love. I think that's such a
love
cute
it too.
thing. Like, it's such a nice, like, the hashtag. I just love it.
I think that was the perfect, because, you know, Rampart came in. They've been doing Rampart for a while, and she came in at the pandemic, but she wasn't, like, I think Horizon, we were doing it all through the pandemic, and then she was the first legend. I think she was, no, I mean, Rampart came out in the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I don't think they recorded her. So what was interesting about Horizon was it was kind of like, by the time Horizon came out, we were all so tired that I think the fact that she was just this quirky, peaceful, happy, optimistic, I think that's what people needed at the time of year. I think that's why she's kind of a blessing, because it's like the time that she came out, it was like her qualities were very much needed, because we were all so tired. We were just all so tired. Everyone needed a mom, right?
Everyone
We're all
needed
just like,
a
oh, we
pick
need someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all needed that pick me up, as that line goes.
Yes, we needed many soft landings.
I love that line. I literally just do the old, like, the thing just so I can hear the line. I love it.
Another soft landing, another soft landing.
Yeah, over and over again. My teammates probably hate me for it.
I think the Apex world hates me for that, because they're just like, God, how many times does she say that? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was like
idea.
a bug when the season first dropped that Horizon would just talk non-stop, and I loved it because I loved listening to the voice lines and everything. And everyone was just like, God, like, she's talking a lot, and I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
I know.
I love giving more content.
I read yesterday that there's a current bug where Pathfinder flies around like a boomerang.
Yeah, I've seen that. So he, like, just spins around.
I need to try that, because
find this stuff?
usually who I play. Yeah, so I'll.
Yeah, there was one with Horizon where she was flying, but she was on the ground. I thought somebody sent me a clip or something. I don't know what that was, but that was hilarious. I love that stuff though, because that's just part of it, you know. That's part of the fun.
That's part of the community,
sure.
like finding this silly stuff and then showing everyone, like, look what I found.
Yeah.
It's great.
So, yeah.
Speaking of silly stuff, we have a couple of questions that we've decided we're going to adopt them as our interview series, silly questions.
Okay.
Aaron, do you have them there? Because I can't remember.
Yeah, I did. So these are all really random. These are just discussions we've had in the crew over the course of however many months this has been going on. But one of the big ones that have started fights is: are you a carpet person or a hardwood floor person?
So if you had to
hardwood floor.
Ooh, okay, all right.
I mean, can I tell you why?
Yeah,
Sure,
no,
yeah, 100%,
go for it.
100%.
Because over the years I'm an animal rescuer, and I always have dogs or cats or a dog, or I always have animals, and so there's like a lot of, I mean, this is me getting real Horizon here.
No, I love it.
There's a lot of bacteria that lives in carpets.
There is.
For sure.
So I much prefer the fact that I can sweep my floor and clean it, and there's I can clean up hair and I can clean up bacteria.
That's
Yep.
a very valid point.
Yep.
We'll have to bring that to the next time it gets
Respect,
brought up
respect
again.
that. I think that's been one of the big arguments for Hardwood is the
Yeah,
pet
the
ownership.
pet ownership.
So I can understand that. So
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, definitely. I'm more
Yeah.
of a carpet person, although I have got hardwood, so I can't really. I'm like in between. I'm like the mediator. When it all breaks out, I'm like, right, guys.
Right. There are some rooms where hardwood is acceptable to me, but bedrooms, living areas, I'm carpet all the way. But
I was hoping that he
Yeah.
wasn't
It's
going to say
preference.
bathroom.
no,
Well, but you're
What's a
also in
bathroom?
Michigan and it's
Right.
cold.
yes,
So
yeah.
it's cold. So it's like, I'm in California where, actually though it's cold right now. We're in
That's
the
true.
40s.
Yeah.
It's in the 40s during the night and I wake
Wow.
up and it's very cold here. So
Yeah. No,
carpet-
that is a big part of it too. It definitely keeps it warmer
Climate.
and
Yeah.
the temperature here changes, like the weather changes completely in any given day. You could have 3 different seasons happen.
Yeah, I
so
feel
Yeah.
that too.
gotta be ready. Yeah.
Didn't Crowded House write a song, 4 seasons
Yeah,
is
exactly.
one thing?
I'll put it in.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, actually, I better not get that copyright strike.
Right, I was gonna say we'll get copyrighted. Yeah, we've already had to fight Randy Newman several times about different Toy Story songs, so we won't go there.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
nightmare. YouTube isn't our biggest fans, but
Yeah,
I'm on it.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
No, it's all good. We got it under control.
Yeah.
What else do we have? I know it was a couple of little silly ones. we had.
Another one is, what is your favorite type of pasta noodle? Like the shape.
I forgot about that one.
Well, I'm gluten-free, so I don't
None.
have
Okay.
as much choice.
Okay.
I would say, oh my God, I don't know. Spaghetti, actually, because I like
Oh.
bolognese.
That'll make Ash Khan happy.
Yeah,
be
he'll
happy about
appreciate that.
He's a spaghetti guy.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of Ash, he mentioned he has
Yes.
been obsessed since I said about getting you on for an interview. Iron Brew. He is obsessed with the drink Iron Brew, and he wanted to
Iron
know
Brew.
if you like Iron Brew.
I do, and I posted a story recently on Instagram. I posted on my Instagram story that I was like, I think it was like on my Christmas wish list or something. And it was a picture of a bottle of Iron Brew with like ice in a cup and a glass, and it was it was in Scotland last time I was there, and it was like in front of a fire with like a Christmas tree. And the amount of people that wrote to me and they're like, "Where can I get this beer?" And I'm like, "It's soda."
Soda, yeah.
it does kind of look
beer.
like it should be an alcoholic.
sounds
beverage,
like
though.
it
I
as
mean,
well,
It
if you
does.
think
It
about
sounds
it.
like it too. Yeah.
Like Iron
Yeah.
Brew does sound like
Yeah.
a brew. Like if I'm saying
Yeah.
going for a brew, I'd say I'm going for a cup of tea. But
Yeah,
maybe to you guys
Iron
over there, it's
Brew.
like brew is an alcoholic drink.
it's made from girders. That's the it's made from girders because it's Iron Brew.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like Iron Brew,
Iron
made
Brew.
for girders. Like
Yeah.
that's the tagline. So
Nice.
No, I love that. I know literally for weeks he's been on about it because I said I wasn't a big fan of it, although I haven't gone back to it since I was a kid. So maybe I should go get some this week and just test the
I
theory.
think one of the most disappointing moments of my life was because Iron Brew and Lucozade are the same color. And for American people, Lucozade is, I don't even think there's an equivalent here, but it is minging, as we say in Scotland. It's a drink
we say that.
it's a drink it's a drink that you have. It's like a tonic. I don't know exactly what's in it, but it's just what you're given when you're a kid and
Sugar.
you're sick, and it's gross.
Just
It's
glucose, sucrose, every type of
It's
sugar.
glucose. Yeah, it's just gross. But one of the most disappointing moments of my life was thinking that my mom was giving me Iron Brew and I was actually getting Lucozade, and I was like, what is happening?
What
That's
is this?
fighting talk. That's fighting talk right there.
I love that. I'm not gonna see Lucozade the same now. I'm gonna be like, is that Iron Brew? Is it Lucozade?
There's a really cute viral video that went around of 2 kids, and I don't think Americans actually knew what they were drinking. They were drinking Lucozade, but they were 2 little Scottish boys, and they were talking like, very Glaswegian, and they were talking like very slang, but they were giggling and laughing. No wonder, because there's so much sugar in it.
Yeah.
And they were just like, they were pulling the bottle away from each other and like swigging it, chugging it. As
I think I might have seen that actually, thinking about it.
it was so cute. But I was like, I'm like so literal. I was like, what? I'm like, that's Lucozade. Like, what? Like, what? Why are they fighting over that?
Yeah.
a drink now.
Well, I'm so glad that we ended on Lucozade and pasta noodles.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way
that's how
we plan on
that's
going
how we
out.
like to roll. Just weird, random.
Like, because this segment, we're
Yep.
calling it the coffee and chaos part of Chaos Crew, because that's our, like, whole thing is Chaos Crew, and then we have coffee and chaos. So, like, this is, like, our
Right.
chilled
Yep.
section.
It's chilled, but you never. It's
But
always
that's the chaos
wild
part,
card.
is
Yeah.
the pasta
Never
and
know.
the Lucozade is, that's the chaos.
Yeah.
And then the coffee is like you sit down
Right.
for coffee and a discussion.
Right.
Lucozade's pretty chaotic, I have to say.
Oh yeah. I'm
It
sure.
can be,
If you
especially
have
if you've got
enough
the
of
squirty
it.
bottle ones, like
Yeah.
in
If
school.
you have enough.
God, yeah, definitely, especially with all the sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are you guys, can I ask you a question now?
Go
Can I
for it.
interview?
Sure.
So what are your, I don't want to say New Year's resolutions.
Ooh.
I just wondered what's
Wishes.
your intentions for this coming new year that won't be as crazy, let's hope, as this year. Like, what do you think? What's your hopes? What's your hopes and dreams for 2021?
I like that.
Yeah, I know. I love the way you flipped it on our head, like you
I'll
got
have
me
to
on the
think,
spot.
yeah, I have to
Yeah,
think
I'm like,
now. That's deep. That's very deep. Yeah.
damn it, I gotta think now.
Mine is obviously get this move over with and get into our new house
Yeah.
and get set up. We've been in a smaller place for a few years. We just moved to a completely different area, so kind of started over. Haven't had a lot of room, and I'm into music and art and stuff like that, and I've had no place to do any of that, and now I have a lot of room to do that. So just getting
good.
back into music and like I guess arts and crafts type stuff, drawing stuff like that. I want to hit that really hard this year. So
That's a really good, that's good. I like
Yeah.
that. That's what it should be. I think what's coming out of this year is like that we do need to do more of what we love.
yeah, especially creatively. I think more people, because there's nothing better to do. You can't really go anywhere. You can look at it as a bad thing being kind of cooped up, but there's a lot, especially with the internet, there's a lot of creative things you can do.
No,
and
100%.
out and so
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off that though, like I've been studying forensics for the last 4 years now with college and university. Obviously different meanings over here at the US. And I sort of had a bit of a moment, like sort of halfway through quarantine, where I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So I was like,
Oh.
yeah. And I was like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. So I made the jump and decided the end of this year, when I finish this year, my degree now in May, I had to think then when I'm finishing, I'm going to decide to do some video editing and like social media type stuff instead.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm making a big jump. I know that's a hell of a jump from forensics to like media, but I really wanted to try and get into like the editing and stuff, which kind of what sprouted Chaos Crew. I was like, do you guys want to do something silly? And they were like, okay.
and she's good at it too, because we're the kind of friend group where if she was bad, we would let her know. We would definitely tell her don't keep doing it.
I was like, I'm like having a Twitter messaging conversation with her yesterday. Excuse me, sorry, my voice is going. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing this live with Justine, and I'm just like chatting, and she's like, do you want me to throw something together? And I was like, okay, like I'm like, you don't have to. And she sent me back this graphic, and I'm like,
oh, I
okay,
know.
this is beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I'm very happy to hear that that's what you're doing, because it's something you're very good at, but also it's your passion, and that's important.
Yeah, I thought I'd give
And
it a
there's
try.
a demand. Yeah, I think there's a demand too. Like again, with so much being on social media and the internet focus right now, people need good editing and people to know what they're doing. So
I think we're definitely moving into I would say that we've become, in some ways it makes me sad, because it's gonna make us a little more fragmented and disconnected, but I think we're definitely becoming a more online society after this year. I feel like with voiceover, they still want us to come to studios, but there's probably going to be a lot of the devs probably will work from home. And I know that Respawn put out a thing recently where they said, we're looking for people, and it doesn't matter where you are.
right.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be in Vancouver or LA. We're actually kind of opening up to the idea that people can work from locations that are anywhere.
And that's
so
awesome.
you know, that's beautiful, that's an amazing side effect, but I just hope we don't get too wrapped up in social media that we become that society where we're not interacting.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the big things about this whole lockdown situation, because I know most of the UK has just gone back into like a tier 4 lockdown just before Christmas, which really sucks because now none of us can go out anywhere and do anything other than shopping for essentials, and that's it now, which
Well,
sucks.
Los Angeles, I mean, at time of press, because I don't know when you'll make this, but
Yeah.
as of this week, Los Angeles is the COVID hotspot in the world.
That's scary.
We had I think it was 12,000 people yesterday in one day. 12,000 people were diagnosed, were positive, and we have no ICU beds left. So we're currently the world hotspot. So
it sucks, but we'll get over it eventually.
We will. I mean, we will.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And
we will.
There's vaccine news and everything. So
yeah, everyone's constantly working on stuff. Like something is going to happen eventually. Yeah. We've got to stay optimistic. 2021.
I mean, it can't get a whole lot weirder. So.
No.
Unless aliens invade, and then I'm all for it. So
yeah,
I'm cool. If we have like a Godzilla situation, I'll probably be okay with that. So
yeah. No, I think I read somebody posted a thing on Facebook where it was poison snakes and snakes in poison sea foam in Australia, and there's a picture.
That.
Oh yeah. Gosh!
I was like,
oh no, thank you.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, what studio is making this movie?
Right, exactly.
Snakes on a plane. It's like,
call Sam Jackson immediately. Yeah, Sam Jackson has to be involved in that.
Snakes in the poison sea foam.
Yeah, snakes in the poison sea foam.
It's better than Sharknado. Let's face it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, the tornado is poisonous in this one. The stakes are way higher. Yeah.
What a weird conversation to
I know. I love the way we'll close out.
No, that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Most of the time when we're done talking for the night, it ends on something even weirder than this.
It's got a lot weirder than that, thinking about it over the last 8 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get close to people when you talk to them every day for 8 months.
Yep.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because obviously we've been speaking to each other like literally every day, like on a text chat. We have a Discord group of us. Like I'm sure you have a group chat with all the legends or something or other. Like because we literally talk nonstop, and it's normally completely random stuff that will pop into one of our heads. Like, hey guys, have you ever thought about this? And we'll all have a 20 message conversation. And we'll be there hours later.
Yeah. I love that. That's really cool. I like it. It's like I said, that's why I do this. That was my purpose. And so it feels good to know that everything I went through and all this, the whole life that I've made for myself, it really has paid off.
Yeah.
Because I'm now part of something greater, thanks to a game. I love it.
No, and I love it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very cool.
I feel like we can close out on that note. That was quite a nice wholesome
note. We brought it back around it. Yeah, we went weird, but then we brought it back, so we're good.
We did. We came full circle.
Okay.
So yeah, cool. I guess I'll close it out then. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I don't know how to close things out because this is completely new to me. This is fun. I'm really awkward with this type of stuff. Do you have anything you want to plug, Elle? Like socials or anything we can look forward to seeing you in soon or anything like that?
That you can talk about.
That you can talk about without breaking any NDAs.
NDAs or anything. But,
well, I mean, I'm on Twitter, Elle Newlands. My name, Elle Newlands. And I'm on Instagram, Elle Newlandsgram. I have my Twitch.
Yes. We do.
Which is Elle Newlands. And
coming soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything that I'm working on is still under NDA, but I will say that I have two that I know of. There's 2 projects that will be coming out, and I don't even know if they're coming out in 2021 because the pandemic slowed everything down with games, but there are 2 games coming out that are huge.
There we go then. We'll look forward to seeing you in those then.
Awesome.
I mean, they're huge. They're going to be huge titles, is what I mean. Like, I don't. Yeah. You can't predict if they're going to be popular, but like
you never know these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're long. One is long awaited, and then another one is new, and I'm really excited about that one. So
Awesome.
And that one, I don't have like a big, I'm not like a main, like I'm not like a big lead character, but I have a couple of characters, and the characters that I have, one of the characters specifically is so unbelievably, amazingly cool that I cannot wait to share this character, because it's just, it's a really cool character.
Awesome.
I look forward to seeing it.
Can't wait.
I'm like, oh, exciting! Like, something.
I have no idea when I'll be able to talk about it. So
there we go. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz. I don't know what you do on the YouTubes these days. Thank you so much, Elle, for coming on. Like, literally.
Yeah, thank you.
Completely improv. I messaged you like, want to do this thing, and you're like, okay. Like, I love that.
Yep.
But yeah.
Anytime you're bored, you got time.
Yeah. If you ever
do
get
it
bored.
Again
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna definitely, for sure, because like I want to start streaming as well, and like I have to figure this all out. I mean, it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I literally started streaming March. So I figured this out during quarantine, so
yeah,
it's still sort of fresh, so I feel like it was perfect timing. But yeah.
I was like, if I'm not gaming, are people going to be interested in just coming in here? I mean, I know Mela does it.
Yeah.
Mela does it, but Mela does it flawlessly. I'm not as, she's very poised. I'm kind of a little more horizon-y. But yeah. So I was like, would people really want to? And I think like the answer is yes. The people that want to be there will be there, and that's really all that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
I'll be there.
Well, they've said the best way to start, if you're going to do, especially on Twitch, start a small community of people that really actually like you, or the thing you're in, or what you're streaming about, and then you can grow it from there. That's the most successful way to do it. So
so
yay, we'll close it out. Woo! And
all right.
I'll put the end sequence there and make it look fancy, and it'll actually look half decent and not a mess. Hopefully.
Cool. Will this be out before 2021, do you think, or is this
this? I'm tempted to drop it New Year's Day as like a new year, new us, bam, chaos crew.
Okay, then I want to say welcome to 2021. Happy New Year, everyone.
There we go. There we go.